Hi, friends. I thought it would be fun to capture another shop with me. If you haven't caught my Isamaya Core collection window shopping video, where I'm playing with the new format to window shop with you all, but not necessarily having to edit in all those clips, okay? So we'll go through Trend Mood's Instagram and I'll make sure to link her Instagram page down below. And if I come across any other new makeup release posts, I'll make sure to run through those as well. But why don't we get to it and start to peruse Trend Mood's Instagram page. Now, I won't go through everything simply because I'm not going to waste time in expressing how I'm not buying something, but will cover the products that I do have some interest in. Not necessarily to buy it, but I think it's just fun to discuss makeup. And especially if you are on a no buy or low buy, I think it is helpful just to get the thoughts out, to get the discourse on there, to maybe encourage your choice in not buying this said product, or maybe you change your mind and you wait for a sale. So that is the role for this video. And because you had left great feedback on my Isamaya video, I am looking forward to more of these types. So let's begin with, Milk actually reached out to me about a complexion product that they didn't disclose if I wanted to try and sign up for PR, but I actually didn't because I was lazy and I didn't want to figure out what complexion shade I was. But anyway, this is their new High Drop Grip Gel Tint, long wear, clean, non-comedogenic, 12-hour hydrating gel skin tint pack with triple powered hyaluronic acid for buildable light coverage and a natural dewy finish. It won't fade, crease, or settle into lines. Weightless gel formula, boosts hydration, vegan, cruelty-free in 15 shades. And I suspect the reason why they're only at 15 is because these shades are designed to stretch across several skin tones. And just from a quick glance, I might be between 7 and 6. And it is appealing. A tint, I think, is definitely appealing. A more lightweight product that doesn't necessarily give you complete coverage, but is formulated to blur imperfections, to even out that skin tone while your skin looks fresh and natural and not overly made up, right? So I totally get the appeal behind that, but I still have my Lisa Eldridge skin tint. I still have the Danessa skin tint. So I'm pretty good in the skin tint department for now. With that, let's move on to the next post. And it's funny, when I saw this product, I thought back in my early YouTube makeup days where I was excited to learn at that time that NYX Cosmetics was opening a store in New York City. And for the first time, I would have an opportunity to try NYX products in person and not have to be subject to heavy guessing in deciding what I wanted to buy offline on whatever retailer that offered NYX cosmetic products. And I spent so much money that day because it was an exclusive NYX NYX cosmetics store, and I was just thrilled to finally come face to face with this makeup line. But I haven't bought anything from NYX Cosmetics in ages. I mean, I'm talking years and years. And although this looks pretty cool, the powder mold looks pretty, I just don't have any more interest in purchasing drugstore makeup anymore. And I understand there is a good portion of the audience that would like to know about dupes that exist in drugstore makeup that could mimic the finish, the feel, and the experience of more expensive makeup products. But I rather just pay for the more expensive luxury compact. That's just my choice. I'm not saying this buttermilk highlighter is not going to be good. I just rather save the space in my drawer and not spend, I don't know if the price is on here, it's coming soon. So whenever this drops, it's not going to be more than $20. I would predict it'll sit between maybe 10 and 15. I rather save the 10 to 15 on that Dior highlighter that I saw, for sure. I rather spend more money on that, and I completely understand when it comes to luxury makeup that I am paying for the logo and maybe the fancier packaging, and perhaps the product itself costs the same for the Dior people to make, like the NYX people to make. I'm not entirely sure. Those are just my guesses, but I'm gonna save my money for the luxury makeup. Oh my gosh. So, okay, when I saw these compacts, I thought those are cute. And then I saw the price. I'm like, Charlotte, are you insane? Maybe it's because the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty team, the reason why they're charging $60 per compact is because of what the formula is inside. We have a total of 6 9-pan palettes, which I don't know why she could not. Well, I'm saying like she was, I don't know who was responsible for this choice, but I don't know why the Charlotte Tilbury brand didn't decide to design these compacts to be a little more luxuriously looking. Okay, I have a couple of Charlotte Tilbury compacts, those small quads that were super expensive, and the pans were so small. I don't know, man. I know we're getting new product. I forgot how much those cost, but let's quickly run through the gamut, right? You can't go wrong with the denim blue, especially when you see it on the model here. You're like, okay, I get it. I get it. It's pretty. But you know what got me? Well, let's move on. These are one of the ones that I have my eye on. Will I spend $60 on this one palette? No. I will have my radar on for a sale because Digital Lilac is giving. I like this color curation. I think with the pastel lilac and the what seems to be metallic finishes and sparkly arcly finishes that have that twinkle effect paired with the wines and the rose and that soft rose muted shade on the lower left hand corner, the one right here, it's pretty, right? And when you look at the swatches, like I could get down with that color story 100%. But this one right here, I would say out of all 6 has to be one of my top 3 because you can't go wrong with emerald. But when you see the swatches, you can then recognize the full spectrum of emerald effect where the more neutral shades anchor down the more vibrant green shades, which I love. So you got the emerald in there for sure, which I would actually classify more as like a forest green. Emerald to me has a little blue in it, but it could appear as such if in person, right? I'm just going based off the photo. And then you have like what appears to be this iridescent see-through shade that could be great for the inner corner or to add a little more sparkly arcly to these other metallics. And then what appears to be like an iridescent mint green situation, right? That's like the lime kind of light flip to give a little bit of brightness to the overall palette. This one right here, because if you were to omit these green shades here, you have your regular neutral palette experience here with these shades, right? So I think this is just one of the more comprehensive offerings. Again, for $60, I might have to wait. And this is cute, you know, with the pinks and all. Definitely with that soft pastel matte color. I wonder if it will show up bright on the inner corner or just to have that more pastel effect on the skin, on the eyes, and it not disappear, right? Like on someone with my skin tone. It's hard to tell what the full experience is on this model because you really can just see what I think appears to be that pink iridescent shade here on the inner corner, and then one of the metallic shades here on the lid and near her brow because it appears that she has like the deep set eyes, so it's hard to make out what she has through the crease, if anything. But you can't go wrong with the pink palette, but it's definitely not in my top 3 for choices. Okay, we got the regular neutral browns, but now inviting the warmer terracotta shades, whereas the Emerald Effect palette had the more neutral brown tones and those bronzier tones. You can't go wrong with a palette like this. And I like the fact that they included like a burgundy moment here in the matte formula. This is like if Natasha Denona's Retro met with Biba because of this mustard brown here. Number 3 says it's, let me see what this says, apricot tan. I mean, That sounds beautiful, but I have these shades. I have these shades at some capacity, and I could argue that I have the Emerald palette in Milk Cosmetics, right? Gemini. I like that for me was the original green with neutral in one palette moment for sure. But this was the one that surprised me. If I were to choose over the Emerald palette, I would get this one because of the slate gray. The slate gray got me. This is like a more curated version of Makeup by Mario's Ethereal Moonlight. And I prefer this, although I don't have Ethereal Moonlight. I did a whole video making my own Moonlight palette from Natasha Denona. Was it just Natasha Denona? I forgot what other palettes I pulled into that video. But Viseart, excuse me, Viseart Cool Matte. But I managed to create an eyeshadow look inspired by those shades. And I think if I were to purchase this palette, the outcome will be similar, if not the same. Interesting though, this is one of the palettes that only houses 3 of the shiny finishes, be it a dedicated metallic or a overlaid shade. According to the descriptions here, this is the Diamond Dimension, which sounds like it's going to be a twinkling effect on the eyes. And you have here number 5, which is a molten brown, a crystal chrome. Whoa, so that might be shinier. It's kind of sounds like what Natasha's sparkling foiled might be in terms of texture and finish. And number 9 is Diamond Dimension. So sounds like it will have the same effect as the pearl shade, the number 1 shade. And you can't go wrong with the fact that it houses both cool and kind of like neutral with a little bit of warmth, especially from the mocha brown matte. But then you throw in the slate gray. I think that's basically the wild card shade out of the entire palette. And number 6, graphite gray. That's going to be your smoke shade, I guess, which could fare well with number 3 for that more medium tone crease smoke, or number 8 if you want a little more warmth. So it's interesting. Again, I don't know if I could bite the bullet on the price, but I do appreciate the color stories for these Charlotte Tilbury Darling palettes. Rare Beauty, we have more blush. I don't know if I could take it. My goodness, the blush onslaught has been crazy ever since the new year began. But let us read. The Soft Pinch family. So this is the sub brand in the Rare Beauty brand, a cushiony cream to powder blush that glides onto skin for a weightless wash. I need an H there, of velvety, long-lasting color. 7 shades. This is what I feel, or why I made the choice to not get the Too Faced blushes. I decided to just stick with the YSL blushes. It was kind of like one or the other for me because both released around the same time. I do have the Soft Pinch liquid blushes. I showed them in one of my blush videos, which I will be happy to link down below. And it is intriguing, this bouncy texture, which is a hybrid formula, is a cream to powder, not a dedicated cream like the Natasha Denona High Blush formula. So yes, I might just swatch it in store just to see what it feels like, what it does, how it wears. And sure, if it's still on my mind for the next Sephora sale, maybe I'll pick one up, but I'm not rushing to get it. And we have lip products, the new Speak Love Lip Plumping Glossy Lip Balm. Reminded me of Sugu's Moisture Glaze, and I know I compare every freaking lip product to the Moisture Glaze is because it's one of my, if not the best lipstick formula in my collection and my ultimate favorite. This is a glossy lip balm, which I liken to Sugu's Moisture Glaze. And sure, with the shades here, I mean, when I saw these swatches, I was like, ooh, that's shiny. That is shiny, shiny. And I think the appeal behind a product like this is the fact that it's not a dedicated lipstick, but a balm. So we have the groundwork for a balm, which I think more approachable in general over a lipstick. But for someone who wants some color on their lip but doesn't want to fully commit to a lipstick, whether it be a satin finish or a matte one. The glossier texture, I think, is more comfortable to wear and easier to apply, where you don't have to be as careful around the lip, right? Typically with balms, you just kind of slap them on with the dedicated lipstick. You might have to be more careful because if it's a punchy color, you need to be within the lines, right? With the gloss formula like this, you don't have to be as careful, and I think you're more inclined to wear it more often, to apply it more often throughout the day. This is going to be the lip product that always stays in your bag. Or if you have more than one shade in several of your bags, right? If I were to pick one, definitely I think would be the nude shade. Let me see here. Cinnamon brown, of course. I'm a sucker for the cinnamon browns, the nude shade, and the rosy mauve, right? So those will be my picks. If I had to choose one, definitely the cinnamon brown. I think that will be lovely as a glossy balm product and definitely deserves to be my wheelhouse of lipstick shades, which revolves around browns of different levels and such. Okay, more blush family. I don't know what to say, but this is from Lancome, the Blush Subtle Extension in Europe. So not yet available in the States. Well, it says coming soon on their website and all retailers. I don't know if that includes online US retailers. Ultra fine texture, silky powder, radiant, vibrant touch of color, intense buildable color all day long. pH reactive, create an individual color result. Does that go for all the bright shades? Listen, I know these aren't available in the US, but if I had to choose, I'm looking at this mango shade as well as this guy here. So these will be my two picks. Whenever these drop in the States, you can't go wrong with the mango shade. And I do like the powder mold. It mimics the Lancome rose, I think it's a rose, logo for their brand. I think is clever. And also, excuse me, I think they have pressed powders in the lineup, but let's continue. Oh, Laneige. Laneige I first encountered when I was in heavy with the skincare stuff, and the brand that introduced, well, I don't know if they were the first brand to introduce the lip mask, but it was a prevalent product amongst skincare junkies like myself at the time. Just a little jar of lip glue that you would wear overnight for conditioned silky lips in the morning. But now we have a polypeptide lip serum, a tinted lip serum with donut inspired shades and flavors with a high shine finish. Yes, again, with all what I said about the LYS product, relates here, right? Easy go to. You slap it on for that tint, but you're aiming for the shine, which I failed to mention. A shiny finish naturally has a plumping effect on the lip, which people prefer. So if you do have smaller lips, if you don't want to resort to lip filler and whatever, needle things, then a lip product that is shiny will help to demonstrate that effect, right? So I get that entirely. And these shades, which even though the tube looks like a different color, is kind of hard to decipher the differences. I mean, I know there are differences, but the tint is so light. Like, you could get away with any of these. I could get away with any of these and still like them, but I will be skipping this. And I had already filmed my Isamaya Beauty Core Collection release. If you want to check out that video, I'll make sure to link it down below. And this is what I was talking about before, the pressed powders from Lancome. I think these are available in the States as opposed to the blush. I'm not opposed to buying a pressed powder from Lancome. I'm just still using my Prada setting powder, which I absolutely adore, but I understand that product's limitations. It only comes in one shade, in the mint green. I have it here. Let me get it. It's formulated to combat redness and rebalance skin tone, but of course this is not going to work for every skin tone, especially if redness is not a problem for you. So if you need an actual pressed powder that mimics the color of your skin, then definitely this sounds like a fantastic choice. Skin Ultra Refined Press Setting Powder sets makeup and controls oily skin throughout the day, brightens, reduces the appearance of pores, and gives an immediate soft focus filter finish effect. which I can get from my Hourglass powders that I have plenty of. Not only do I have those holiday palettes that I purchased back last year in October, but I also have some of their powder singles, their original setting powders that I think formulated to have that poreless, or deliver rather that poreless soft focus effect. That's what Hourglass powders are mostly known for. Definitely don't need this, but I totally understand the appeal behind this product because it is Lancome. More lippies. I'm not going to get anything from Fenty Beauty. My Fenty Beauty admiration has declined ever since. I actually don't know when it happened, but when they first dropped, I was excited. And I remember distinctly because I was on a trip and I wanted to upload this video during the hype. It was just heavy and wanted to get in on that momentum. But after a while, I just stopped following Fenty Beauty. I stopped buying from the brand. I think it's a solid brand, but I'm just no longer enchanted by it. I think the products are okay. And for this one, again, same sentiments I shared about LYS and the Laneige product. This is the High Shimmery Gloss Stick, which, yes, again, comparing it to the Moisture Glaze, but specifically the Moisture Glaze formula that debuted in Suku's pre-holiday collection that had sparklies in the Moisture Glaze formula, which kind of sounds like what this is. And I have actually that lipstick. Let me get it. This is in the shade, let me take out the refill, 104. And I don't know if you can see, it has those sparkles in there and it's just super shiny. It feels silky. And not gonna lie, I prefer this component over the Fenty one. I know it doesn't match the color inside, but I don't mind at all. I apologize for the overexposure. I'm sitting right in front of the door to the terrace, so that's why I look ultra shiny. Maybe I could adjust the levels, the color correction. I don't know. This is a yes. This is a yes. I also filmed a video comparing my recent blush purchases, two of them being the YSL liquid blushes in the Nude Lavalier shade and the Peach Nude. This I need. This, pointing this way. Out of the two, we got Mischievous Magenta and Chili Crush. Chili Crush has to be mine. Just based off how this looks on the model here that I think mimics my skin tone, like absolute must. To have this deep burnt orange shade, give me a break. I need it. I think it's gorgeous. And I could get away with the magenta shade too, but there's something about the chili shade that's, it's hitting where it needs to. And I am just beyond impressed by not only the YSL liquid blush formula, but their powder formula. The liquid blush formula, again, when I tried in my blush video, creamy, smooth. The color payoff is insane. A little goes a long way. And now to have it in Chili Crush, are you kidding me? Combining it with Peachy Nude. Oh my God, stop it right now. The whole skincare and makeup fusing together, because Glow Recipe used to be a dedicated skincare brand, but a lot of these skincare, and it's happening on both sides too, the skincare brands are now getting into color cosmetics, and the color cosmetics are now infusing more skincare into their makeup formulas. Here we have a tinted cheek serum, a pink gel cream that acts like a blush, applies on the cheek to create a wash of vibrant color, berry flush and watermelon flush. And it is said to reduce redness with calming Centella asiatica and has 3% niacinamide, a brightening ingredient typically found in skincare formulations, increases skin hydration, plumpness, and tone. You know, are all those benefits are just going to be reserved at the cheek area? Because that's where it's only being applied. That's why I think it is a little silly, but I get it. I get it if you feel strongly about whatever goes on your skin. You want it to have some type of skincare boosting element to it. So if that's what you want from your products, that's what the level of caliber you want them to perform them That's the level of caliber you're expecting. Sure. But for me, I don't care if the niacinamide ain't there. Like the color itself and the finish, I think is more appealing than what's inside the formula. That's just my opinion, but I will be skipping it nonetheless. We have arrived. The new Dior Skin Forever Glow Luminizer. It says March in Asia, which I don't know what that means. Does that mean we're not going to see this product until autumn of 2025? Gel-based powder highlighter that diffuses pure light with a high blend of fine micro pearls, innovative technology that melts into the skin, leaving glow and brightness that lasts all day. 5 shades. And we also have the Forever Edora Glow, I couldn't even get that out, Glow Cushion SPF 50. Wow, that's high. Dior Skin Forever Cushion Case. Listen, sign me up. Sign me up. I love Dior as well. And if I were to pick one shade, surprisingly, number 6 will be like a beautiful pearl overlay dazzle diamond effect for sure. But it's either going to be 6, 2 can do stuff, and 03. 04, of course, I can apply as a blush lighter, you know what I mean? But I love Dior. Not everything from Dior. I didn't purchase anything from their spring release. I did film a video talking about how I was lusting over it, but decided to explore my own collection and create a pastel look that I would have created with those Dior products, but I made it happen without them. Nevertheless, we'll pick it up whenever it hits the States. Definitely skipping the cushion. I don't like cushion makeup. I just think it is so unsanitary. I know you could make that argument for any makeup product, but especially anything spongy and any material that retains. I don't like it. I don't like it. My heavens, that's basically the Glow Maximizer in Tutu, but in this gel powder hybrid formula. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. These close-ups are killing me. Oh, my goodness. 06 could be pretty as like a diamond overlay shade, like just right here, that neutral sparkle effect. I don't know much about Rhode, I have to say. I know it's Hailey Bieber's brand, but I didn't really express much interest. I don't know what the deal is behind this product, but I am much more intrigued by Isamaya's release. Those lip pencil shades, the Iberica, I am getting, and the sculpting stick shades for sure. Because let me see here, the contouring lip shaper. See, I rather have a multitasking product that I can wear on eyes, cheeks, and lips. And that's why I rather spend money on 2 sculpting sticks than buy a lip dedicated stick. That I just feel that's just more economical. Givenchy, the skin improving foundation for 24-hour blurring glow and 48 I mean, aren't you going to take this off? Who's going to have foundation on for 48 hours? Again, just doing too much with the skincare promises. I would recommend that you take your foundation off before bed, but if you want to wear that for 2 days, go right ahead. I know sometimes life gets hard, but my goodness, at least you'll still look flawless. Powered by micro hyaluronic acid. Oh, we love that hyaluronic acid, my gosh. Ceramides yuzu extract, blurring glow, waterproof, transfer resistant. Powered by skincare ingredients. Has anyone tried this foundation? I'm not opposed to grabbing a sample. And I rather go to the actual counter in, be it Nordstrom, Saks, Bloomingdale's, and try it. I'm not opposed to that. I don't want to buy it right away, and I think I've actually been deciding on that more often when it comes to foundation. To buy a full-fledged bottle, I think is not a great idea, and I rather just try the sample extensively. I rather try the foundation extensively and not feel stressed about committing to an entire bottle of foundation that I don't love because I didn't try it first. And I'm thinking about doing the same with that gosh darn Hourglass Illusion something foundation. Don't want to get an entire tube because I think that's silly. So I'll visit a Sephora soon and grab a sample because Hourglass shades for me are not great. I do have the Soft Glow, the Ambient Glow. I forgot the name of that foundation. 11 was my best match. So I'm hoping I can figure out what the corresponding shade is in the new lineup using that shade reference from their Ambient Glow line. But let me know if you tried this, well, it's funny. It's it says foundation here in the description, but someone had commented if it's anything like, oh, if it's anything like the concealer, this is going to be amazing. This brand does absolutely nothing for me. Also, they suck with making cool tone shades, like they are so yellow. Good to know. Good to know. Why don't we end with Mother's Glass 001 artistry mask? Is this a mask that you take off? Yes, let's read, shall we? A peel-off mask delivers a hyper shiny lacquered finish, I believe mimicking her work on the Margiela. My apologies, don't mean to be disrespectful. I should have just pulled up the name. Apply in thin, even layers for a seamless, reflective effect. This mask smooths, refreshes, and rejuvenates the appearance of skin with every peel. So I'm assuming that you apply it, you take your photos, and then you peel it off to experience that the skincare benefits that it's supposed to leave behind. Is that what we're doing? Hyper shiny glass finish, hydrating and nourishing, gently reveals fresh skin, soothing glycerin and rose flower water. After use, skin appears revitalized. I wouldn't get this. I wouldn't get this. I think it's fun. If you like these more specialized makeup effects, I think it was cool of the brand to bottle it up. I mean, they were riding high off that runway show, and I get it. It was an iconic moment in fashion, and especially for our mother, Pat McGrath, which, you know, she's just a visionary for sure. And now to bring it to the wider public, I understand that decision completely. I still think it hugely impractical if you're someone like myself who doesn't use skincare like that and doesn't do much special effect makeup, even if it's just for social media. Like, I know there are a lot of not only makeup artists, but even beauty enthusiasts who just want to go all out on that post and demonstrate their makeup skills that might include using these more specialized masks and finishes and all that. So I understand how this will play that role. But for me, I'll wait until Mother releases. You know, I would love for Pat to release a foundation stick in her shade range, because I think she has one of the best foundation shade ranges out there. And although I no longer use her foundation because it's no longer usable, it would be great if she can replicate that consistency she managed to develop with her liquid foundation and put that in a stick formula, but it be more like a tint finish, right? That will be wonderful. I think that will be fantastic for Pat. In terms of powder products, my gosh, she already hit bronzer, blush, both in powder and stick. She did the blush duos in the Divine Blush formula. We have her dual highlighter sticks. I'm thinking cream bronzer in stick form. I don't know if she'll do it in compact form. I think if anything, she should keep it at stick. She could do what Isamaya did with a multitasking sculpting stick situation. I think that aligns with Pat, because her motherships are artistry palettes that you can't use on face, lips, and eyes. So I don't think that's too far-fetched and not on brand for her to consider. And again, her knowledge with skin tones and how she has encountered a variety of different skin tones, I think her experience is invaluable in developing something like a complexion stick. Maybe she would do blush duos like Natasha did and how Isamaya did. Why not? Because she did the duos with the Divine Blush formula. She has the duos for the highlighter. So maybe she'll do like a blush duo situation in her stick format, right? Because the groundwork is already there. She just has to now develop the colors. Don't mind me as I just brainstorm more for the brand to do, but that's what I would like to see from Pat. I don't know if I would like to see another skincare moment from Pat. I know she loves skincare, and it definitely is predominant in her beauty vision for sure, but meh, I'll skip it. The bottle, I like the bottle. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this shop with me video. Please share your insights down below. I would love to know what you're looking at, and if I missed anything, I actually wanted to cover the Victoria Beckham eyeshadow palettes because I am interested in purchasing something from that brand. I just don't know where to start. Initially, I had my eye on actually on the bronzer duos, and the eyeshadow bricks or whatever look gorgeous. So if you know anything about that, drop it in the comments. And also let me know of the Instagram or any Instagram accounts that follows luxury makeup, any upcoming releases that I would love to go over. Again, not to necessarily buy everything I cover, but just to discuss these new releases and to see what I express interest in, what I'll pass on, and what I will consider buying in the future. If you made it this far, make sure you like this video. Consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like these, because I will definitely film more like these. And make sure you hit that notification bell, because if I drop a new video, not necessarily a shop with me one, but maybe a makeup tutorial or a full-day video, Japanese made brushes, you'll be the first to know. I'll see you down in those comments, and I will see you on here again next time.